donors were the forces behind them, Tuni. What the donors did, Tuni, was to gang up on Africa. Look here, you Africa, the donors said with one voice. You will get no more aid from us unless you change this, that, and the other. Understand?
Wait, before we get there, let's look back at the life of Professor Kimani. This story unfolds long before the sweet moment of him having ice cream with his daughter, Tuni. All these events lead up to their visit to the Seamount Hotel. Professor Kimani joined the University of Nairobi directly as a senior lecturer. Even before taking off, he was already flying. There was a reason. Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda had just dismantled their University of East Africa. Kenya's part of the university, now renamed the University of Nairobi, found itself with a vacancy it had to fill immediately in its Institute of Development Studies. Professor Kimani, who had just completed his studies at the University of Oxford, wrote from there to say he wanted to fill it. To ensure he came and filled it for sure, the University of Nairobi raised his entry point from that of lecturer to that of senior lecturer. He came. Only a month after his arrival, he launched a noisy debate in which he demanded that the University of Nairobi henceforth strive for relevance to the society rather than simply excellence of its work. It was not clear exactly what he meant by relevance to the society. However, a short 6 months later, he prevailed. The university's official motto became relevance to the society. After winning this war, he started another war which was even noisier. Now he wanted the university to be an agent of change, not a mere spectator of it. This was when people still thought this view was too radical and ridiculed it as simple-minded. So, not surprisingly, some of his colleagues, puzzled by his refusal to see that it was too radical, looked at him and then shook their heads in disbelief. Others, baffled by his inability to see that it was simple-minded, did or said little, convinced that he would fall on his face before long and self-destruct on his own without their help. He did not care. After all, his antics in the wars that he had started and won had also won him the heart of a campus beauty queen. Her name was Asia Omandi. He married her on a rainy but approving Saturday to claps of thunder and flashes of lightning. Reflective tone. How marriage then accelerated academic success. A professorship soon followed. After that achievement, he felt fulfilled. His persona now was complete. Had anyone told him this happiness would one day end as it did, he would have laughed himself upside down. Their love blossomed, and soon they welcomed a beautiful baby girl into their lives. They named her Tuni. And so, this brings us to the moment at hand. Professor Kimani, now a loving father, sits sharing ice cream with his precious daughter, Tuni, as they create new memories together.
What did Africa do?
Of course Africa did as told. Mind you, the donors did well to act tough. Were it not for them, we'd still be reciting foolish cliches about growing our own development strategies instead of importing foreign models.
You're not enjoying your ice cream, Dad, are you?
It's too cold. Sadly, late change is only catalyst access. When at last they come, people go on a rampage to make up for time they feel they have lost. Nowhere was this rampage more evident than in parliaments, the very institutions that epitomized change. Nowhere was excess more revolting than in a coup that a parliament staged.
The Parliament staged the coup?
Yes, and they staged it successfully. Look, the year I started teaching, members of Parliament still earned less, I repeat, less than professors did. Now each MP rakes in up to 100 times, repeat, 100 times, the income a professor makes. It gets worse. Earnings by professors still consist of salaries which are taxable. whereas earnings by MP are no longer deemed salaries and have long ceased to be taxable. Both the rise in income by MPS and the exemption of that income from taxation came with the coup.
I thought the days of coups were over.
Think again, Tuni. Not only do we still have coups by soldiers, now we also have coups by lawmakers. These latter coups are even more lethal because they are legal. Is it legal for lawmakers to raise their wages as they please? Yes, it is. Why is that? Because legal only means permitted by those who make the laws, and members of Parliament make the laws that raise their income. Legal does not mean moral or even normal.
It does not.
No, to seal their power against reversal. All that MPS need to do now is to amend the existing Constitution by inserting in it one tiny clause, since God Himself cannot lower the wages MPS give to themselves, and neither can mere members of Parliament.
Is that possible?
Absolutely. After that has happened, the coup that brought these new wages about becomes irreversible. So you see, parliaments can be even worse than armies.
Worse than armies?
She had her mother's eyes, wings of an imported butterfly, pure black in the middle, pure white at the margins, ringed with inch-long eyelashes. Whenever she blinked, her eyelashes fluttered as if they were about to fly her away.
Dad, what do you mean?
You see, Tuni, soldiers could stage coups. True, however, since they were not lawmakers, they couldn't legalize their action. In other words, they only broke the law, nothing more. Now members of Parliament do more. They break the law and legislate that breach as the new law. That's what I mean.
But when elections come, the electorate votes them out, right?
Yes, just as when rains come, water washes off the spots of a leopard.
Dad, I'm serious.
Then listen to me. New parliaments are just like the old. No, they are more like the old. They raise their salaries more than did the old. The long and short of it, Tuni, is that nothing has really changed. Change in Africa has only replaced tyranny by presidents with tyranny by MPS. Come to think of it, the French have always had it right. They say the more things changed, the more they stay the same. Actually, we have had it right all along as well. We say, Situ Ampia, Nyani, Whale Whale.
New forest, same old monkeys.
Correct.
Dad, have you considered going into politics?
Me go into politics? No, politics isn't for me, teaching is.